Hey, we're back with another setup. We got a custom shop 64 reissue 335 here on the bench. Was set up for slide, has 11s on it. We're going to bring it back down to 10s and set it up for just regular playing. Basically what that means is the action is a little bit higher on this because it was set up for slide, so we're just going to drop the action and make sure everything else is good to go. So, take off these strings. And I can feel that these strings are really played. Alright, so once we got them loosened up, we can cut them off. Watch out for the tailpiece. This will just kind of come off like that. Make sure it doesn't go flying out. These are really cool guitars. I noticed that the fingerboard feels a little dry, so gonna take some feed and wax polish and conditioner. Start to get a little bit of rain. And we don't need much. But we'll just freshen up a little bit. I wouldn't make it a strong habit to do this every time. If the fretboard is too conditioned, it could actually loosen the frets and cause fret sprout, popping up frets, fret buzz, and trust me, you don't want to deal with that. Alright, so we're doing a setup, so we got a fresh pack of strings, always needed when doing a fresh setup. If you try to use old strings, then you won't get accurate readings when you're intonating or tuning, and that would become a big problem. And we don't want big problems. So I like to load the tailpiece first. It's just a preference of mine. I used to use GHS back in the day. I haven't used them in a while. So it's kind of a nice surprise to see GHS in here. Again, you want to be careful taking these out. Also a good idea to inspect them once they're all lined up like this. Make sure that there's no kinks in there that can cause strings to go out of tune and false readings. And again, we don't want any problems. All right, so we're going to cut our two. We really cut all the strings first. before I go any farther, let's get this off. All right, so we got new strings on. We're gonna tune it up. If you're new to stringing up, don't worry about the string breaking. I remember that was a big thing when I was first starting out, tuning up and the pitch getting higher and higher, and you're wondering like, oh no, it's gonna snap. It won't snap. If it snaps, then it's a bad string, or you just didn't cut enough relief in it. So make sure that you cut enough relief before putting new strings on, and you should be fine. Same thing with stretching them out. These things can handle a lot more than you think that they can, within reason. So don't be afraid. You might get smacked a couple times. I still do. And it's okay. So again, we're going to do this like 3 to 4 times, or 3 to 5, or until it's not going out of tune as much. So let's see where that lands us. Some notes are sharp, some notes are flat, so that's pretty good string stretching right there. Tuner's a little cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is check the truss rod. Remember, you want to press the string down where the neck meets the body, so somewhere up here, and the first fret to eliminate the nut in action. Just give it a little tap. So we got a lot of bounce here. And a lot there, so we can definitely straighten this neck out. Remember, our Gibson truss rod nuts are going to be 5/16. So we're just going to tighten it a little bit and check. Go. One more turn. Okay. I like that. A lot of people say not to sight down the neck that way, but that's because half the time they're holding it like this, which is putting pressure up here on the headstock. If you hold it down here by the neck joint or body, you should be fine and get a little more accurate of a reading. So that looks good to me. Next up, we're going to adjust our action, or our string height, as it's also referred to. So this dropped down significantly just from lowering or relieving the truss rod a bit. I'm going to lower this a little bit more to get a little bit closer to his previous measurement on the other guitar, because he wanted these guitars essentially swapped. So we'll see if we can get it. Cool. All right, let's try that. One thing I highly recommend you doing is once you get it to a height that's comfortable, play every note, and if there's any fret buzz or dead notes anywhere, then I would raise it up until there are no more dead notes or fret buzz, and that'll be the lowest action that you can possibly have without having to do any fret work. Okay. So now the next thing that we're going to do is take a look at the nut. So we're pretty good on the top three strings. The bottom three have some, seem a little bit high, so we're gonna address those. If you wanna see in more detail of what I'm talking about, I did a how to fix your nut video that goes into some more detail on that. I will leave that linked in the description. Also, be careful with these nylon nuts that they're using. They're kind of the worst, and you can go through them pretty quick. So just be real careful when you're cutting your own nut if this is your first time doing it. Cool, so the nut slots look pretty good. The pickup heights look pretty good. So the next step we're gonna move on to is the intonation, which I will be using a Con Strobo tuner for over here. When checking intonation, I like to be on the neck pickup and roll the tone knob either all the way off or halfway. So a quick and easy way to tell where you should go if your notes are sharp or flat when you're intonating. If they are sharp, move the saddle away from the neck. If they are flat, move the saddle towards the neck. So once you got the intonation dialed in, go ahead and play every note on the fretboard. Make sure that there's no buzzing or choking out notes. If there's a slight buzz but it's not coming through the amp, then that's generally okay. But if you can eliminate that, then it's best to do so. Again, hope you guys learned something, found this entertaining. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.